Yeah, joined with the Cousin the Way podcast, and I'm with Josh Wardle. Thanks for going, Josh.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Yeah, so I'll just get into it. You've been here obviously since the summer 2022, so about 3.5 years. How would you assess like the progression of the club in that time?
Um, since I come in, we've just gone up and up and up, haven't we? I think the first year I came in, was it? We finished like mid-table in the NPL, I think. Won the Liverpool Senior Cup, and then that next year was obviously the promotion year, Liverpool Senior Cup and the FA Cup first round. Last year, obviously, had the good run towards the end, stayed in the National League, and then this year it's another progression, and that's all you can ask for, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and obviously 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 the difference between last season and this season. Do you feel like obviously the experience of last season, what you went through in the first 6 months, because obviously it was a bit difficult, wasn't it? Do you think that's helping you really, like this season as well as what you're doing?
Um, I think so. Yeah, I think it's just like the club as a whole is now knows what it takes in the National League to get where they want to be, to not be in that rush in the last 3 months where we had to win
Yeah,
near enough every game to stay up like we did. I think the whole club now knows, and the fans as well. Everyone just knows what it takes in the National League to stay up. I mean, like that second season effect. I think a few people are a bit worried about, because if you look at like Warrington Town, they sort of, when they first got promoted, they were really good. And
yeah,
then last year they fell off a cliff and went down. So
yeah,
I think we were just really conscious that that didn't happen to us.
yeah. Also, one just talk about because it's like two questions in one, but I'll go with the first one really. Like, I asked Harvey this actually. Obviously social media, and obviously I know because we do quite a bit. Does it affect players like when they see that criticism, like when there is criticism, or is that just part of football now, really?
Um, I think it'd be naive for me to say it doesn't affect players. Like
Yeah,
everybody, I don't use it that much, but a lot. Obviously, it's the biggest thing in the world now. So a lot of people do use it, and the lads do see it and they do talk about it. And I think if you're low on confidence, then it is going to affect you. It'd be stupid of me to say it's not going to affect lads, but I think it is what it is. It's the fans pay the money; they're entitled to their opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. I've been on the end of that quite heavily, as everyone knows. So
yeah,
everyone's entitled to opinion. It's the nature of the beast. It's the job that we work in. Where if you let it affect you too much, it's going to be crippling to you.
yeah.
Like it's going to hit your confidence hard. But you've just got to sort of take it for what it is. It's someone's opinion. They're entitled to it, and you like just move on. Really, that's it is what it is.
The reason I'm being brought up because I was quite interested. I listened to obviously your interview after Paige and Ashton, and it was a good interview, I thought, and I thought obviously like a bit of a rallying cry, I thought as well, kind of thing. Was that to just like obviously it was, and listen, I'm not like just as anyone else, we were pretty strong after that game, and as I said, everyone makes mistakes, and I think we probably went a bit too far, to keep on after that defeat, but. I mean, was that into just to like get the fans just together and then like because I always think I do always think Marine is a better club when the fans and the players and everyone's together kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. But like you said, so I was in sort of a hard position with that, where I'm friends with both. Like it was obviously off the back of like Doyley
So yeah,
leaving, the whole Doyley and Bob thing on it, the Doyley and the Gaffer thing. And I'm like in the tough position with that, where I'm mates with Doyley and I'm mates with the Gaffer. So like it was a really hard situation. And look, the Gaffer made his choice. He made his choice. He stood by it. Did the right thing for what he felt was right for the club. And obviously, the results now showing, the players he's got in show that it was the right thing. And we, I think, what did we lose 4-1 against Darlow, 4-1 against Radcliffe, and then got beat 4 against Curzon, all within about 6 games. So I think people were right to criticise, but some of the criticism towards the gaffer was maybe a bit too. That was what it was more aimed at, was the criticism towards the gaffer well better than we had been last year. And like I say, the position with Doyle and the Gaffer was really hard one for me because they're both my mates. So that it is what it is. But I think after that, to be honest with you, I think some of the bits got clipped on that because I was a bit damning of the ref, to be honest with you. So I think the club clipped some bits to that. But the response to that was really good, wasn't it? I think everyone that I say it's right, the people that support Marine continue to support Marine, and then there's a few people that have sort of just fallen by the wayside that were the ones that were doing the damage and saying the things. I think.
Yeah, I said that's why I wanted to like say, about our part.
Yeah,
Like, I think with the Doyle thing as well, we did go in a bit. And I said, we're not perfect. We're just supporters. And I said, we're not. I said, I'm not too, I haven't got ego sit there and say we went there on certain things, kind of thing. But I mentioned Cajun because I do think we were quite
yeah.
strong in the criticism. Like, and that probably was a mistake by us, to be fair. But I just wanted to get your kind of opinion on it. Really, that was all.
I don't remember seeing you lot putting too. I don't know if I just didn't even look at
Yeah,
it. To be honest, I think after games like that, to be honest, with you, like you're saying, go back to the other question, like the social media. I just don't even look at it.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
after a game like that, when the lads are putting a horror show,
yeah,
like if you start looking at it, then you're gonna like really read into it and have a
yeah.
nightmare time. So after stuff like that, I don't even look at it, to be honest
Yeah,
with
it's fair enough. Yeah. Obviously, you
you.
mentioned Balance and Radcliffe there. I mean, I, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously before then, obviously that big, then 2 games and even us, I felt we were kind of a team that just like it was like you attack, we attack. Where I feel like I use
Yeah,
Southport as an example, where that now it feels like we really like you know we plan for the opposition, like we had a way of playing against Southport and got them on the break kind of thing. Is that how you feel now? That the team's like
yeah. I think
how they need to play each game, like.
yeah, it's funny that you lot have obviously noticed it as well because I think anyone that came to South Shield's first game of the season saw that we were like very gung ho,
Yeah, yeah,
very much different from the Marine that maybe you'd seen for the past 4 years, 5 years, something
yeah,
like that. And then we played really well against South Shields, like you said, or like we said as a group. And then we sort of stuck with that, and then came undone against Darlow in just what was like a bad Tuesday night for everyone.
yeah,
And then Radcliffe, we sort of stuck to it again and just went far too gung. Well, I don't know. Against Radcliffe, the performance wasn't that bad. It was the goals conceded that were bad. I think we
yeah.
conceded 4 really, really bad goals. And then from then, who did we play after? I can't remember. We played someone after Radcliffe. I can't remember if we won or drew, maybe in between the
I think it
Curzon
might have
game
been
and
Macclesfield. I think it might have been Macclesfield. I'm
yeah.
not too sure, not 100% on that, but I think it was Macclesfield
Uh,
after that, recently after that.
yeah. It's funny that you lot noticed it because at the start of the season we were really gung ho. We were like a bit
Yeah.
arrogant, to be honest with you. I think another manager said it in their interview about that we were a bit arrogant in the way that we pressed.
I think it might have
So
been
we were,
Radcliffe manager, to be honest. I think
yeah,
he went on the lines, he didn't expect
yeah.
to play.
Which they were right because we just thought we had too much energy and we got unpicked a few times, bang, 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 and we concede goals. So yeah, since then we definitely changed the way we
Yeah.
play.
I only asked that really because obviously at that time, obviously Doyle wasn't playing and then Fielding was a centre back and
Yeah,
there's a couple of injuries, wasn't there? And obviously the injuries we have now, which doesn't really seem to be affecting us. So I only asked that
no,
because it looks like we have like a certain way of playing now, and who we play against. It looks like, as I said, Southport. They're gonna have a lot of the ball, don't we? And
yeah,
you can catch them on the break. So
yeah,
yeah, that's all. That's what. Obviously, the
yeah.
winner of Southport. What's up? What is it about them that you always score in? And is there like a driving force when you play them? Because we played them like 3 or 4 times now, and we've not been beaten by them, have we? And only really
No.
0-0 draw. But I think we've beat them twice convincingly, and then we beat them last season 1-0. So what is it about them like that gets the best ultimately?
Um, I don't. Do you know what? I don't think it like is anything special. Do you know? Like, I think you was it the Liverpool Senior Cup when we beat them 4-1.
Yeah, yeah,
Was
yeah,
that a
yeah.
4-1 game?
Cool.
Yeah. So that was like a big. That was like a big game because they were National League North at the time and we were on the NPL.
Yeah.
So that was a big game because that everyone was up for that. The one last year at Hague Avenue, that was the first time Marine had played Southport in the league for however long. So yeah, and that was the one of the worst games I've ever played in. So God knows how people watched it. Um, but I think like the Boxing Day one, yes, it's a derby, yes, it's Boxing Day, but we tend to just focus on ourselves. Like
Yeah.
I'll be honest, we went into that game knowing that we're better than them. So without sounding too arrogant or too disrespectful to Southport, we weren't concerned with them. We were concerned with ourselves turning up.
Yeah.
And the gaffer would give us the Tuesday off. After the Bedford game, he gave us the Tuesday off training and basically said to us, like, if you don't beat Southport, then you're running for the next session, the next training session. So everyone was rallied up for it. But it's not like there's no like specific thing that go. It's not like, oh, we're playing Southport this week. We've got to be. It's not a special game.
Yeah.
It's another game on the board for us.
Yeah.
We treated Southport the same as we treat Bedford, as we'll treat Chorley in a couple of days, as we'll treat Peterborough. We treat them all the same. Obviously, it's a big game. It's good to win on Boxing Day, but it's nothing out
Yeah.
of the ordinary for us.
Yeah. Obviously, obviously, you knew a young boy in, didn't he? And you played obviously 2, 3 years under him. What can you say about like him as a manager and what you like both achieved as obviously
Yeah.
he was a player and him as a manager?
Yeah. So Youngie signed me after. So I'd been at Witten for 4 years, and we got relegated from the NPL,
Yeah.
and Marine got promoted. So Youngie signed me in that summer, and I think he made me captain straight away after the pre-season. So I've just always had like a good relationship with him. I've never. He's very like I don't know. He's not like Bobby gets involved with the lads.
Yeah.
Youngie was very like manager, stay away from the lads, like do your own
Yeah.
thing. He won't get involved with the lads. But I don't know. I felt like I could always go and speak to Youngie. Like I was never worried about going knocking on his door, asking for something for the lads, or
Yeah.
speaking to him about something, or telling him when I didn't think something was right. Which I think not a lot of people would do, to be honest with you. So I have a good relationship even now with him in the director of football. I have a good relationship with him, and the way he dragged Marine from this. Well, let's be honest. I think Marine were on a bit of a downhill
Yeah.
spiral, weren't they? The years that I knew Marine in the NPL, they were sort of like
Yeah.
finished like a couple of places above relegation, maybe something like that.
No, you're right. Yeah.
And then a relegation, and then he sort of brought them back up the leagues and set it up now for what it is. So I think what he's done is second to none. Like I don't think you'll find anyone
Yeah.
probably tactically astute as good as he is,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
on them one-off games up and down the leagues.
Yeah. He didn't even like him. He is like you said, isn't he? Even when we got promoted on, you didn't see him like jumping up
Ah,
and down kind of thing, did you? So,
honestly, I think so. We won the Senior Cup twice, got to the FA Cup first round, and got promoted. And I only ever seen him have a pint when we got promoted. And even then, he was just like, had a pint, and then I think he went home. Honestly, I've never seen anyone like it. I was like, what is wrong with you?
I should just mention Bobby Pants. How's he like? Yeah, you talk a lot, don't you? That you'd run a lad that run through before from and all that. So how's he changed the
Yeah,
dynamics, and how's he been able to create that mentality that you speak up quite a bit, don't you, about?
yeah. He's just I'm sure that you boys probably see it as well. Like he's just put his own stamp on it, I think, which he needed to do, by the way, because
Yeah.
it's a different management team. Whilst it's a lot of the same players, it's a different group of players. He's put his own stamp on things. There's more of a like I was saying before, Youngie would sort of keep himself to himself, whereas Bob, Bowles, and Stammers are right in the thick of it with us all.
Yeah.
And he just rally even if we don't know, like even if we're having a stinking game, or I can't even think who we've played where we've been really bad, but his passion just doesn't change. He's just
Yeah.
really passionate about wanting to win the club, the players that he's got, and he just dangles carrots to gives us days off if we win games, if we play well, if you empty the tank for him. So if you can be seen to be running your socks off for him, he'll give you all the rewards, which is exactly that's all you want as a
Yeah.
player.
Yeah. Also, because I also just want going back a little bit, like here, like what's one day take on it really? Like obviously we went to Radcliffe for a short period. I'm not
Yeah.
going to go into the reasons why, like, but when you came back with Radcliffe and Marine, and then got a bit of the flat, didn't you? I mean, what was that like? I mean, was you expecting that, or what was it like, kind of thing? Because you
Um,
had the club a couple of years, and the fans could kind of loved you, didn't they?
yeah,
It's obviously football,
yeah.
isn't it?
When I came back, it was funny because I was Radcliffe. Well, Marine were pretty rubbish, and Radcliffe were pretty rubbish.
Yeah.
So it was just like I think what did it finish 1-0
But,
maybe.
yeah.
Christie scored, didn't he?
I think you had
Um,
you had the header that was headed
yeah,
off the
header off the
line.
line, you
Yeah,
know. But it was just like a bad time for both teams, and
yeah,
I wasn't playing very well. The team wasn't playing very well, and I remember someone behind the goal at the crossing end shouted we love you, Josh, come back. And then I heard a Radcliffe fan shout, "You can have him, he's crap." And then I went down the other end, and somewhat I think it must have been like Ken Riley because he hates me. Was behind the goal, like giving me grief. And I said to my dad and the lads when I was having a pint afterwards, I must be the only player in non-league that has been booed by both sets of fans for 90 minutes here.
but
Um,
obviously going on to that, and obviously when Marine come were interested in you again, one of Sam, but was that an easy decision for you, or then did you want to just come back and like obviously like erase what happened in the trophy?
yeah. Um, to be honest with you, I fractured my leg against Marine in the first half in that game when I came
Right,
back when I
right,
was at Redcliffe. So I was out for like 8 weeks, something like that, a couple of months. Came back for Redcliffe, played, and then was on the bench. No, they didn't put me in the squad. And then Marine sorted. Well, they agreed a fee with Radcliffe for me to go back. And then yeah, it was just like going back somewhere that was familiar to me. Met up with Youngie for a coffee, had a long chat with him, probably like 2 or 3 hours with him, just to sort of clear the air with him a bit and make sure we were back on the same page.
yeah,
And then, yeah, it was just like almost a bit like I'd never been away, to be honest with you. I think it took a few months to win some people back around. And I think, to be honest with you, I'm still trying to do that now with some people. The looks I get in the bar of some people still. So yeah, it was just like coming back to a familiar place, somewhere that I was happy, and to be honest, we never should have left in the first place. So
yeah,
yeah, it was good to be back.
yeah. And obviously, like a bit like occasion. But do you think it's obviously the expectations? Do you think it's hard to keep it realistic? Because obviously, Marina probably bottom 7 or 8 in budget, so you really what you're doing is like unbelievable, really, isn't it? Do you think like it is? I wouldn't say fans are getting entitled, but obviously when we were around 16, 17 fans were like
Yeah, yeah,
expecting like we should be near the players. I think that's tough because really the budget doesn't really suggest that. Although we're doing
I
really
know.
well, it doesn't really suggest it, does it really?
Yeah, but it's hard that because you see teams. So like teams in the National League go almost one way or the other effectively. So you see like the teams that got promoted. So Radcliffe, us, and Leamington that are still up there. Us and Radcliffe are up there, and
Yeah,
Leamington are rock bottom. And Needham obviously went down. But then you see the other teams that come up this year that are all competing in
yeah.
Telford, Bedford. There's no real whipping boys this year. So
Um,
I
Merthyr,
think, yeah,
Merthyr third, aren't they? So it's like
that's what I mean. There's
it's
no,
mental, isn't it?
yeah, Merthyr, yeah. There's no whipping boys this year. There's you see teams get promoted. You don't know the budgets of other teams, but I think it's pretty well known that ours is pretty low. But that's not. We don't want to use that as an excuse. I know I said it in it. I don't know if I even said that. I think I was just trying to manage expectations. But
Yeah,
um, there's no reason why we shouldn't be now with the squad that we have, with the players that we
Yeah,
have. There's no reason why we shouldn't be looking at least top 10,
yeah,
top 12, because the budget isn't something of the fans' concern, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So
yeah. It does, yeah,
the entry prices to Marine are probably on a par with, say, I don't know, someone part time with a bigger budget. The entry
yeah, yeah,
prices are probably the same. So that isn't really a concern of the fans. Like they don't know how much a player's getting paid. They don't know
yeah,
the budget that the gaffer's got to work with. So that's probably not a concern of the fans, and that's why they see these other teams that are up there, third, fourth, fifth, whatever,
yeah.
and expect Marine to be challenging in the
I
same
think it's
same.
like that as well, isn't it? Because you look at like we talk about Mayfair and then ourselves, and then you look
Yeah.
at Chester who are full time. Who I think
Well,
full
yeah,
time. Someone correct me if I'm wrong,
yeah,
but they're like 4 points behind us. So just because you do have a budget lower than the team doesn't mean that
yeah.
you shoot out, use a scooter or anything like that. You know what I mean? But
But just like touching on the chest, like, so what is there's like Chester, Macclesfield, and a few others that are like, they say they're not full time, but they
yeah,
train like 3 mornings or 2 mornings a week. How are you meant to hold down a job
yeah,
whilst say what boss in your work is going to say, all right, Sam, yeah, you can go to football 9 till 1, 2 days a week. I'll see you the rest of the week. Nobody's going to do it. So
no,
um yeah, I'm not for all that part-time hybrid stuff, to be honest with you.
yeah. Obviously about the in the playoffs. I mean, leading up to that game against Maxfield. I mean, you would have been aware when you passed, like everyone was expecting Maxfield to
Yeah.
just beat us kind of thing. I don't think that was the fans' opinion anyway, because obviously 12 turned up, so obviously believe you win. But what was you and the squad and the manager? What was your thought? I know you would have believed you could compete them,
Yeah.
and you did. You know what I mean? So, but what was your like thoughts going into that game, really?
To be honest with you, I wasn't worried about playing Mac. I thought that we could. Who else in the? So we beat
Rylands,
uh,
Rylands.
Rylands. Yeah, yeah. So Rylands, us, Mac work. The whole lead up to the final couple of games, we were saying we don't want to play workshop because in a
Yeah,
one-off game, obviously everyone knows what workshop are like.
yeah, yeah,
A
yeah,
one-off game, workshop can beat anyone.
yeah,
We weren't really. I wasn't really concerned with playing Mac. Obviously, they're a good side and they have good players, but it's a one-off game. Like we had beaten better teams than
yeah,
them in
yeah,
one-off games. So yeah, we had a good game plan that I think you saw after
yeah,
5 minutes. We were sort of a bit of time wasting and getting under their skin. So
yeah,
and we with the lads and everything that Youngie told us to do, we executed perfectly. And you saw the results of that. It
yeah.
was a great day, wasn't it?
Was you expecting that many fans? Like there's over 1,200 fans there.
Well,
Was you expecting that many or?
honestly, I've never. I think it must. They must have sold out, didn't they? Yeah, between that and the Southport game the other day, I've never had so many people that I haven't spoke to in years texting me asking me for tickets. Genuinely, it's
Yeah,
outrageous. Um, but yeah, it was crazy. That I think I said it to. I might have said it to like Steve Killeen after the game. Like you'll never see a more like a better playoff final than that in terms of like fans
yeah, yeah,
exposure of it.
yeah.
There'll never be another one like that again.
No, no, no. Because I think you look at like obviously I mentioned Chester. They take like 800 every week. Up for
Yeah,
most away games, don't they? Like I know Marine's not anywhere near that, but when there is a big game, I think you look at Halifax when it's 600,
yeah,
Southport, it's like 800, and then obviously the playoff final. There is like potential there, isn't there? I mean, because
yeah,
when there's a game now, like a big game that fans think is a big game, it does. We do take a lot, don't we, compared to like
yeah.
most teams that
You know
make.
what? Away from the fans are so good. Like, um, do you know what you should start doing? You should start once they've had a few pints and they get rowdier, then they get louder. Like away from home, it's so loud.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they drown out a lot of the home fans.
yeah, yeah.
So for home games, you're going to have to start getting like on the Merseyrail to Central, and then just coming back out again and having a crate on the way in and the way out.
I think I'll get kicked out the house if I start taking breaks on the way. To be honest. But you just actually mentioned about like like your football and like your boss and stuff like that. What is life as at this level, like, because obviously you're holding down a job, aren't you? You got a,
Yeah.
a family, and then obviously the distances in this league are a lot, isn't it? So why is that tough, like, to like manage your feel like?
Um, Thankfully, I've got a very understanding boss and a very understanding girlfriend who both allow me to do to play football at this level. Basically,
Yeah,
got a little one on the way during Feb, so I'll have to try and get a few brownie points before then because I think we've got Kings Lynn away at some point as well. So
yeah,
leaving her with a newborn. But yeah, it is hard. It's not. It's more so like Tuesdays. You know, Tuesday night games
yeah,
where you finish work at 4, 5 o'clock, whatever, and then you're straight to football. You're trying to eat something on the way. Um, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't think I wouldn't. I wouldn't leave part-time football
yeah,
because I think that's part of it that I actually quite enjoy is the balancing act of it all.
yeah, yeah. Obviously, Captain Marine, how proud are you the lads who've come in, obviously with all the injuries? Because I think I've wrote it down. There's like seven, probably first
Yeah,
teamers who are injured. How proud are you, like the lads who've come in and they're really like, although we are missing them, the lads who've come in have been brilliant, haven't they? So
I
how proud
know.
are you that like whole squad kind of thing this season,
Yeah,
really?
but could you imagine this many injuries last season? It'd be an absolute meltdown, wouldn't it? Like
Yeah,
you
yeah,
wouldn't
that's what I
you
mean.
wouldn't,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
wouldn't be able to do this. So yeah, even yeah. So there's what is the 5, 6 players maybe out injured, something like that. I
I
think.
think I counted seven to be honest, but like I
Yeah,
think
seven
it's
players.
been in and out on me.
Um, yeah, it's the same. I think we went to Bedford with like 12 or excluding the young kids like Hubie, Noah, and Potter or whatever. I think we went to Bedford with like 12 or 13 actual like first team players.
Yeah,
Um, so it's the same lads that are getting churned out week in, week out with. And don't get me wrong, it's hard. Like
yeah,
especially around this year, it's quite good because I think we've only got a game every 3 or 4 days. But if you think normally at Christmas you've got a game every 2 or 3 days, it's hard to turn yourself back around in 2 days and do it again.
yeah, yeah,
But what the lads are doing is unbelievable. I mean, I don't even move in a game. I don't play in a position where I have to move. So I couldn't imagine some of the lads that like the wingers, the forwards, the centre mids, the midfielders that actually have to run in a game. I couldn't imagine trying to get the legs going again because I wake up and I'm like a tin man the next day. So never mind them like churning them minutes and them the mileage out again.
yeah, yeah. Obviously, like, because I think you are like you are in my opinion a proper captain, like, and you obviously that interview did was like, I don't think most players would have done that, so I think that shows your character. I mean, would you ever consider management, like when you? And I know you're
Yeah.
only 30, I don't want to retire too
And
soon, like, but is that something that would ever interest you, or is it just like once you've retired, that's it?
well, yeah, I'm not even. I'm only 29, so don't add another year on to me yet. I think probably, yeah. I think when I'm done, I think I'll probably enjoy that. I don't think I'd be a coach. I couldn't be a coach. I don't have the pay. I'm sure you see. I'm like, I don't have the patience for teaching people stuff. So I think I could potentially be a manager, and I think I quite enjoy that. But I wouldn't want to be a coach, or I don't think I could put a session on to save my life. I'd just have lads playing five-a-side every week. But yeah, defo management. I think down the line.
Yeah. And I was you spoke about like the sports. I mean, how you feel about sports? Obviously, there's a coach going to Jolly, and then there's once a Peterborough, although the weather doesn't look great on Saturday, so I'm not too sure
Yeah.
it's going to go. But obviously, the word on the sports is like in the last 3 years, really, since you've been in.
Yeah, it's. I think it's just they've just grown, haven't they? Like the even people that I know that just want to come to Marine, they're there every week. You see the same faces week in, week out, in the stands, in the bar afterwards. I think um, what they give to the lads on the pitch is unbelievable. Like I've always said about making the MTA like a fortress, and that's the fans have a big part to play in that.
Yeah,
If you go to like I don't know who has a lot of fans that are really rowdy, like a Chester for example, and it's when they're playing well, not at the moment. But it's a horrible place to go as a player. So the fans have a big part to play in that. They're there week in, week out, home and away. And I think Finn said it the other day, maybe in the interview with the crossing away.
Yeah,
He was just so thankful for them for all the support that they give us.
yeah,
Home and away, everything that they do for us, and even the above and beyond. Like some of the flags that I see are just ludicrous. Like the chips one, like some of them are just crazy. I saw Adam got a new one the other day, I think. So
yeah,
yeah, just the stuff you just don't get anywhere else.
yeah. Um, Obviously, like I'm pretty sure fans probably won't know this, but you have been playing with an injury, haven't you? Recently, I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not sure you want to go into what the injury is, but I mean, how hard? I mean, I think that shows you what character you are. That I mean, most lads probably wouldn't do that, but you've been willing to do that. How's that been like? Because you wouldn't notice it by the way you're playing.
yeah. So it was first half against Field. Yeah, I never. Yeah, I've got like an injury to like my metatarsal in my toe. In the first half, blocked a shot. So I think we had Chester, and then there's like 3 or 4 games after that where I was basically on the bench, but and
Yeah,
coming on for like 10 minutes, but I couldn't. I'm sure if you saw Chester, Leamington, someone else, I just couldn't. I couldn't move. Like I was going in the middle of a back three, and I couldn't. I couldn't physically run. So
yeah,
um, the gaffer asked me to do a job, and he just said, "Can you sit on the bench? And if we need you, then we need you." And even Kiddie at home, it was still the pain was still there.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, thankfully he had Anno and Deck, who came in, did a great job, and then it's a bit of a relief where you can have the sort of bit of rest that you need
yeah,
to get over injury, knowing that there's obviously lads there that are willing to do the hard work.
yeah,
And even Anno was carrying a bit of an injury, like with a dead leg at that time as well. So it was sort of
yeah,
a toss of a coin between who's fitter out of me and Anno is who's going to play basically week to week.
yeah.
And then, so yeah, hopefully that clears up with the lads on the podcast that you did a couple of weeks ago. I think a couple of them said that I dropped a third choice now. So them two can come find me in the bar and buy me a pint for that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I'll mention it to them. Um, yeah, I mean, just obviously we wish Declan well. I mean, I think it was dislocated elbow,
Yeah,
wasn't it? So I'm not too sure how long, but he's been a boss player, hasn't he? And obviously he's been playing midfield and agent to saying you take my card because he's in midfield and I play.
yeah,
I mean, to that up, what do you think that he can achieve this season? And what the difference between the NPL actually and the National League North? Has it been tough to adjust? Because obviously you were with and where you so
yeah, yeah.
you've obviously come into the National League North. Have you found it tough, or has it just been? Have you just adjusted to it really?
I think it's so much better than the NPL. Like the difference is outrageous. More even in terms of the golfing teams. You know, like for example, in the NPL, you've sort of got 24 teams that are all of the same level in the same infrastructure. Uh, whereas the National League North, like last year, what did we have? Scunthorpe.
Yeah,
So you go to Scunthorpe one week, and then no disrespect, you go to Rushall the next week.
yeah,
It's just like night and day between them.
yeah,
And then obviously you're getting into the realm of full time teams, hybrid teams, whatever that present their own challenges because you've got full time lads in there that are just so much. The fitness is obviously just so much better than the lads at part time. Yeah, the golf is massive, but I
yeah,
think the way that we've adjusted to it, especially this year, has,
yeah,
has been. I think yeah, we had a year of figuring it out last year, and
yeah,
then this year we've really got to grips with it.
yeah. And what do you think like you can achieve? I know when like I mean I'll say what I think. Like to be honest,
Yeah,
I think if he finished 11th and gone to the next round of the trophy or even deeper, I think that'd be a brilliant season. I know you'll
yeah,
probably think like we could get in the playoffs kind of thing, but what would you just like think would be like a good season for the club there?
yeah. I think you're right with the trophy. I think we need to look to obviously beat Gloucester and then try and get a bit of a run. Like
Yeah,
I always say, I want like a team that we wouldn't normally play.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it's sort of boring when you draw a team from your league or your area
yeah,
when you can draw like I don't know. Yeah, so like I watch like I don't know if you've seen it, but Dorking Wanderers have like a series.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you've
I've
seen
seen them.
it, yeah.
He's a character
So
Mark
like
Knight, isn't he?
so I'd love to like go and like play Dorking away or something because we're never ever going to play him otherwise.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I run in the trophy 100%, and then in the league, just when we're trying to get bodies back, and literally 50 points. 50 points is the first marker that we've got to hit. 50 points is your safety mark.
yeah,
So that's the first marker that we have to hit. And once we tick that off, then it'll be the next marker, which will be whatever 10th place got last year. That'll be the next marker that we look to hit, and then whatever we can do from there. So playoff form is normally like 10 points every 6 games,
yeah,
which we're not far off. But we've got a tough few games coming up now. I don't think we've really got any
yeah,
bottom half teams now, apart from Peterborough. So
yeah,
yeah, like I say, 50 points is the first marker that we look to tick, and then it'll be whatever 10th place finished on last year. That'll be the next marker. Obviously, everybody wants the playoffs. Everybody, the manager, the club, like Jay Leary, the chairman, everyone wants the playoffs. So
yeah,
if we can get that, it'd be a great experience for everyone, wouldn't it?
yeah. So just going to wrap it up there. Just finish off. Obviously, congratulations on the child on the way and all that. And yeah, as I said, I think obviously with the injury, and that shows what type of player you are
Yeah.
and what character you are. So just want to say thanks for coming on, Josh. It's been an absolute pleasure
Like I
listening to you and talk to you. It's
thanks,
been
mate.
great meeting. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Thanks, man. See you
Oh,
later, mate.
see you,
Bye
mate.
bye. Bye bye.